Hello, how are you doing? It's been a while since I've recorded a video, so I thought I'll come on here and share a bit of behind the scenes of what I've been doing over the past year. So I hope you'll enjoy it. Come along. It's been a while since I've done, what do you call it, a vlog. I spent a lot of my time behind a camera, and I'm trying to do a lot of more things in front of the camera. And this will be video journal entries so that I can even monitor my progress, as also I bring you along the journey that I'm on. To give you a bit of context of where I'm at, I think we can take it back. I studied computer science at the Catholic University of Eastern Africa. That was between 2014 and 2018. So university had a lot of exploration, had a lot of learnings, building connections. During my first year, I got a new spiritual experience that I've been longing for, just getting exposed to a deeper meaning of and also a deeper revelation of the word. I joined CLG Maranatha around my birthday of that year. Yeah. That was 2014. Joined CU. A lot of movement because I used to commute from school to home. The school is in Rongai, to home in Kiambu. So there was a lot of travel in the mornings, going and now coming back in the evenings. I didn't stay at the hostels. Loving now getting back to school. Once I finished Form 4 in, that was 2012. Yes, 2012. So there was that a bit of a break because I was called to do some social work in some weird university, which I didn't want to, which I didn't want to go. So I was just also, I wasn't sure what to do in university, to be honest. I loved mathematics, so I was exploring things to do with maths, languages, and I also loved computers. During that time, I also did a graphic design certificate that was at Petans. I did a graphic design certificate, I did computer packages. So my interest in computers was building up. I always loved tinkering with things, working on things, see how they work, exploring softwares, playing games. So yeah, I thought computer science would be a good path to explore, so that's what I took. I believe at the time it was a good decision because it gave me a broad exploration of the world of computers. We did programming, we did a lot of theory work, we did projects. Around the third year, I had this desire to do DJing. Funny story. uh, that was built on my love for music. I used to do let music preach. That is mostly around the gospel scene, marketing events, marketing gospel music. I was doing blogs. We were breaking down lyrics to songs so that people could actually consume the gospel music content better. Also learn the music of their favorite artists. I also hope to get back to it on a grander scale around events and that sort of thing. In 2016, I wanted to do DJing. My uncle actually is the one who paid for me that training at Kubamba DJ campus. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah. So it was, I think, 2 months of training. Yeah, 2 months of training. So I was still in school and also now going for the classes in the evenings. At the time, the principal was DJ Double O. Shout out to him. So I learned DJing, but then I realized my grades were slipping. Yeah, my grades slipped and I wasn't doing so well in school. So I put it on the back shelf so that I could concentrate on schoolwork, on assignments, and actually just getting good grades in school. In 2017, I went for my internship at Ipsos, where I was a IT support, just helping with technical issues. A lot of it was around cabling, helping the staff at Ipsos when they had issues with their machines or with the network. That was actually a beautiful time and I really enjoyed it. It was a good experience. I got to see the corporate life. I got to, understand having that work mentality, waking up, going to work, coming back. And also they were well resourced. So they were providing us with lunch, and also transportation to and from town. Around that time is when I really was putting my mind onto entrepreneurship. Not because the work wasn't good, but I was really making up my mind to go into entrepreneurship and just starting my own business and doing my own thing. I can't really place where that came from, but also I really enjoy having my own kind of freedom and doing work at my own pace and yeah, just exploring my creative side. After internship, it was just back to school. In the same year, in 2017, I was exploring a lot of photography because also I was doing media work in church. So I was teaching myself photography, I was teaching myself videography. So I started my photography page, that is Photography by Phoenix. And the next year, 2018, is when I really focused on my project. It was a bit of a struggle for me, and I don't think I've coded since. I don't think I've coded since 2018, but I can do like looking at coding projects and that kind of thing. So that's a skill I built during my schoolwork. But I don't really like code. In 2019, I was doing a lot of volunteer work in church, media work. I also got to do a youth event. So I was helping organizing the youth impact event. So getting the artists, working on the program with the team. And that one was really successful. I think I'll drop some photos here so you can see a bit of what we did, gathering youths. Since at that time we didn't even have youth services, so it was just pushing the word out and trying to get the youths together. We had challenges, we had performances. Yeah, and it was just a good time. Also in 2019, under Let Music Preach, we were the official marketing partner for the Called Out Music Kenyan tour. Called Out came to Kenya that year. Noel Nderito was part of that project, and yeah, it was a good time. We got to do interviews with him and just putting the word out through our social under Let Music Preach. In 2020, I did Digify, that is sponsored by Facebook. It is an online program focused on building the skill of the youth around how you can earn from internet, how you can earn from the gig economy. I also started my official pages for my company, Zaidi Studios. I had initially gone with Zaidi Creatives, but changed it to Zaidi Studios. That's the name I was using even for my freelancing work. And eventually that's what I want to build it up to be a full-fledged media company by God's grace. 2021, doing a lot of freelance. Now using even the training I got at Digify. Also got involved in a project by GIZ where they were training business owners how to manage their business, teaching us about finance, exposing us to people who've been in the business world for a while. and helping us build up systems that we could use even in our own businesses. That was educative, that was informative. In 2022, I got approached by an NGO to do some work for them, and so they employed me full time. Got into the 9 to 5 cycle, and yeah, I only lasted there for 1 year and 4 months. Yeah, in the long run, I found that it wasn't a culture that that was sustainable for me. Just to give maybe a comparison of my lessons during that time. One, I found it very enjoyable working with a team because a lot of my work is done on my lonesome. A lot of my work is done just by myself on my computer, doing graphics, doing video editing, doing a website creation, that kind of thing. And so working with a team was it was a new world, like getting exposed to that corporate side of life where you're working with teams on projects. And I quite enjoyed working with a proficient team. I think also that was one of my goals when I was getting into the corporate side, to learn how to work with teams, learning also how to build teams, learning because I had already started that in my volunteer work, so I wanted to continue expanding that skill. Another good thing about employment is you'll always have consistent income. You're paid monthly, and also you are stretched in your capacity, you are stretched in your skills because you work with different people, you work in different scenarios, you are solving different problems, also getting different opportunities. I got an opportunity to manage a $200,000 grant by running LinkedIn ads. I did the LinkedIn fundamentals. I got certified for that. That is on the side of marketing. The ads grant was to help us like recruit people for the programs. I got to manage that, doing media buying, doing marketing for the different campaigns. And yeah, that was good. I also managed to help in setting up a program for people who want to scale up their skills. It was a program mainly for getting people into a better sense of how they can get into management roles, and also those people already in management, how they can better manage their teams. That was a lot of skill building, a lot of stretching. But the negatives for me was one, I felt my creativity being drained because you are doing like tasks that I didn't sign up for. We were doing programs and other kind of things, yet my role was mainly in graphics and marketing. And so I felt my creativity was being drained by doing things that didn't satisfy me, roles that weren't necessarily my strength. Yeah. And also the work hours were tiring. There was a lot of back and forth in terms of what we had agreed on my contract and what exactly I was doing. So in the end, I decided to leave. I left in June 2023, and I left without a plan. Yeah, I was planning on how I would get back to working on my company and taking it to the next level, but I didn't have a solid plan yet. But I knew there was no that much opportunity for growth in terms of what I was doing, and so I decided I would leave, because the more I stayed there, the more I felt drained, the more I felt frustrated. There was a lot of other things that were happening, and I don't know if this happens a lot in Kenya companies, because even in my circles you would find around the same stories, people not getting paid, or you get employed and then the employer says they'll pay you, I don't know after how long. It's just weird. Yet you are expected to commute to work. You're expected to do this job. Yet you have bills waiting for you and all that kind of thing. Um, so I don't know. I think it's something that needs to be regulated or being looked into. Um, how people work, the work culture in Kenya. And I know it's not in all companies, but a few of the stories I've heard out there about people being employed in Kenya is, yeah, they're not too pleasing, to be honest. And yeah, I think also the kind of culture I was working in was very manipulative, and I found my self-esteem um, being shaken. And so I've also been working on building that back up, believing in myself, focusing on my self-worth, that is, focusing on my self-worth, knowing who I am, knowing what I want to do. So there's most of this past year has been mostly an exploration of self, and also trying to decide exactly the kind of fields I want to get into in terms of my career, understanding the kind of spaces I wanna be in, the kind of people I wanna associate with, the kind of content I like, the kind of work I wanna do. So it's been a lot of exploration since June. I think I just took a break to just relax, to just get my mind in the right space. And it's still a work in progress, but I'm happy so far with the progress that I've been making um, towards the same. I want to speak on some lessons I learned from that period of being in employment. One of the biggest lessons I learned is it's okay to say no. It's okay to say no to the things that you don't agree with. It's okay to speak your mind. You can speak your mind in a respectful way or in a disrespectful way. I always advocate for being respectful in any space that you are in, because yes, you are there's somebody above you and you're under authority, and it's always good to give respect to those above you, to those who are ahead of you that you can learn from. But there's that space of speaking your mind, speaking and giving ideas to what you want to do, what you want to see, areas that you think can be improved. So speaking your mind actually helps you in the long run. Yeah. So it's okay to say no when asked to do things that go against your principles. And this might also get you in trouble because some people don't like to hear no. Yeah, but I've learned it's okay to say no when things are not to your liking. It's okay to say no to a toxic culture. It's okay to say no when you're offered things that actually take advantage of you. You can be given an offer by somebody and you can say no because one, it doesn't appreciate your value, it doesn't appreciate the time and effort that you're putting in the work, and it doesn't give you peace of mind. So I found having peace of mind is one of the most important things that you can do for yourself. So working in the right environment, working with people who you can gel with, people who you can collaborate with easily. But that doesn't go to say that you always go for the easy stuff. Yeah, but knowing what you want is actually something that I would advocate for you to look into, like really look into. Number two, for me, I found the more you know yourself, the more free you'll become. If you know that you are able to work in this kind of space, you'll be able to even realize how you can actually work there. If you know yourself, whether you are an introvert or an extrovert, it will be easy to navigate some situations. It will be easy to navigate events. It will be easy to navigate the work dramas. Yeah. And I think for myself, I knew what I really desired was growth, because I always love learning new things. And so when I'm in a space where I don't get to grow, I don't get to learn, um, my mind just switches off, to be honest. Yeah, because I love learning. I always push myself to keep learning, to keep experimenting, working on new things. And that's why it's hard for me to work in one area. So I love experimenting. Can I do photography? Can I do DJing? Can I do media in the sense of live streaming? Can I do production? Another thing is you have to discover what you like and what you don't like. And this is also tied to knowing yourself. And because you'll always find yourself in different scenarios, and the more you're able to review things, think about things, and realize whether you like something or not, will always help you in the long run. So I found myself even discovering skills just by evaluating, like, do I really like this, or don't I like this? The fourth lesson for me is you should create more for fun, and rather than just for work. So as much as I do work, I also try to do things that bring me joy, that are not tied to work, because you'll find yourself always working, but you don't even explore your passion projects. And it's hard to always do what somebody is asking you to do and not what you enjoy doing. But if those are in sync, what you love doing and what somebody is asking of you, you'll always find yourself even being able to give of yourself more. You'll be able to bring your full self into doing something. So my final advice to you is take care of your mental health. Do activities that bring you back to your full self, to your optimum self. You can read, you can journal, you can meditate. Just focus on being balanced in your mind. As I mentioned, having peace is the greatest thing that you can do for yourself. Take care of your mind. If you neglect your mental health, you will always find it seeping into other things. You'll find other things being affected, because if you're not okay mentally, you'll not be able to focus on something. You'll be disturbed in your mind, and if you don't take care of your mind, you'll always find yourself not being able to be as productive as you are expected to be, or as you should be, or being able to give your 100% to something. So at the moment, what I'm doing is mostly freelancing around graphic design, doing websites for companies, doing marketing, social media management. That's all under Zaidi Studios. And also I got back to DJing. So you can check out my channel, Phoenix the DJ, for some of my work. I love music, and so DJing is an avenue where I get to work on that passion of mine, and I hope it grows into something amazing. Yeah, so other than DJing, I've been focused on reading a lot of self-help books, working on myself, trying to build routines. I'm still experimenting on the best routine for me to be most productive with my time. I try incorporate breaks in my work, going for walks, experiencing nature. Other things I've been involved in. I'm currently working on trainings, training people on digital management, helping them build their digital skills. And so that's an exciting path. I've found that I really enjoy teaching and training people, and so not just in media but also in other areas. Excited to see where this will lead me. Doing trainings for different kind of things is also something I'm exploring, just impacting the skills that I have to other people. I'm also doing tutorials on this channel, so you can check out my previous videos, be it tutorials on black magic or Gmail or other areas. I think my highlights has been, one, having the freedom to do the kind of work that you enjoy, being able to say no to work that you don't enjoy. Yeah, I found that what really gives me fulfillment is helping people solve their problems, be it around media, be it around digital, solving the pain points of individuals or corporates or businesses is something that is my current focus, and I'm exploring even different ways that I can work on that. But mainly my work at the moment revolves around just working with small businesses and collaborating with people. Last year, I got to be part of the African Climate Summit, and that was an amazing summit. We worked with Jacob's Ladder Africa to build content around the event. So we were just churning out real-time content as the event was going on. I was on photography. I hope to do more event photography this year. I'm loving the freedom that comes with just working in the creative field, working on your own venture. Some of the challenges I've encountered are, one, inconsistent income. Since I'm just starting out and building up my client portfolio, sometimes you'll find income is not that consistent, and that's when you learn to really budget well, budget for the long haul. It's not that easy. There's moments where there's a lot of doubt, where there's no money and you're wondering, how am I gonna sustain this vision until it comes into fruition? But at the moment, I am working on enjoying each and every step as I grow myself. I know the journey might not be that easy, but yeah, we are here for it. I'm just focusing on doing work that I love, work that I'm passionate about. I hope you'll be seeing more of me. So you might find some of my work on my socials on Instagram. You can check out my Behance. If you'd love to collaborate, feel free to reach out, and you can have a conversation about that. Other than that, I hope to see you in the next video. If this video was helpful to you, feel free to comment down below what points stuck with you, what areas that you resonate with. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share it if you think this will be a good resource for somebody else. See you on the next one. Cheers.